If you can, Paddy Davitt, can you kick it off, please, Paddy?
Daniel, well done. First win of the season in the Premier League. First off, just give us your reaction.
Yes, we are there finally. So it was a long wait from honest. And yes, of course, after a tough start due to many reasons into this Premier League season, to have then the first win under your belt always feels great. It's great for the mood, for the confidence, for the self-belief. Also for the tableware, because everything is also a bit closer, and for that, yeah, the lads deserved also to have this winning feeling back in the dressing room. And yes, definitely a great day for us.
Talk about the reaction at the final whistle. You could see that in the scale of the celebrations. You got players hugging, your backroom staff. The reaction when you and your players went over to the away fans. Just give us a sense of how much this means to the group.
Yes, there's no replacement for wins. Also, what it makes with your confidence and with the self-belief. And let's be honest, so they are all young lads, my players on the pitch between 18 and yeah, the oldest are perhaps in their 30s. But we have such a young group, probably the youngest group on Premier League level. And it's not easy for them when there's lots of criticism and lots of question marks, and they have sometimes difficult results to take, and everyone is criticizing them. And for that, they deserve today also to celebrate, because great team spirit also, like to bring this hard-fought win then over the line. And also for our supports was not easy. Yeah, they last season were winning more or less game after game, and they were not allowed to celebrate with us in the stadiums. And right now we play on the Premier League level. It's a different animal, and you play some of the best sides in the world, and they had to be patient to wait a bit for the celebrations, and and also for them a great reaction, and how much fight and how much togetherness and how much spirit is in this dressing room, and also how much belief and together. I don't have to tell you about this. You just have to watch the scenes, and everyone was so greedy and so committed today in order to bring the first three points home to Norwich. And for that, yes, definitely a great day also for my lads.
Just break the game down itself. First half, very clinical, got the 2 goals. Second half, you really had to, show your character, and it was backs against the wall. Is that how you saw the game?
Yes, on this level, each and every game is unbelievably close and tight. And it's always about fine margins. I think the key was today that we wanted to return a bit back to our DNA, to be good in possession, to feed our offensive player with low passes, with passes into the space. And I think we were excellent, keeping in mind how difficult the last weeks were for us. I think the first half was excellent. We deserved to be in lead, and like I mentioned, fine margins. We had the great chance with Timo Pukki in the second half to score the 3rd goal, and with the 3rd goal, the game would have been buried anyhow. And then sometimes you play further on with confidence, and perhaps you come away with 4 or 5 goals, and everyone speaks about champagne offensive football. But we didn't score in this situation, and nearly on the other side, just 20 seconds later, with a big mistake, and my 2 centre backs, and they scored the 1st goal. I think it was then ruled out due to offside. But after this scene, we got a bit nervous, and they find their 1st goal, and it was then a tight game. Brentford, fair play to them. They had a really good start into the season. They brought all their offensive players on. They brought their tall centre halves up forward and to play with their long balls, and with their set pieces, they are unbelievably difficult to defend. Probably it's the best set piece side in the whole league. And yes, if you don't score the 3rd goal out of counter attack, then it's always clear that you have to go to the end with resilience and steal anyhow. And this side we showed then in the last 25 minutes, and to bring it over the line in such a hard-fought game then feels perhaps even better in comparison to if we would have scored the 3rd goal, and it would have been an easy win. So to bring such a tight win then over the line feels really good, and is good for the mood, definitely.
You'll just ask about 1 or 2 individuals. Andrew Omobamidele, he's not 19 years of age, is he, playing like that?
He's unbelievable. Also his body language and the appearance that he has on the pitch is outstanding. And whatever I asked for him last week, he needed to play as a left back. Anyhow, today we returned back to this more natural role as a centre back. I think he was outstanding today. But even in this game, anyhow, there were a few scenes, anyhow, he could have done better in general. So we have a group of many young players, full of potential, full of talent, but sadly just in their first season of Premier League football, or the first season sometimes here abroad here in England. And I got the feeling that the longer this group is together, the longer this group works together, and also is capable to adapt a bit to the Premier League, the better this group will be. And Andrew is a perfect example for this. I think he was excellent today, and especially because we're missing three of pretty important players in the centre back position with Grant Henley, Christoph Zimmermann, and Ozan Kabak. He stepped up today, and I think he was excellent.
Matthias Norman probably in the similar category. It not only obviously the key elements, the goal, the pass for the penalty, but his defensive work in front of the back four, and you could see the way he was driving the players on. Clenched fists and words of encouragement, and at the final whistle, he looked quite emotional actually. For a lad who's only just come in a matter of 2 or 3 months, he already looks like a big player for you, both in terms of on the park and off the park as well.
Matthias is fantastic. So I can't praise him enough for what he's doing. And you've got the feeling, although he's just a few weeks with us, and his blood is already pretty much yellow. And of course, I would have wished to have him there already for preseason, not just after the first 4 games, but we had to be a bit patient in this terms. I think since he's arrived, he's also growing more or less from game day to game day. He's excellent. Yeah, today it was a fantastic goal, fantastic pass. Key moments in our offensive game, but also his workload in the defense, and he was so important. Also a fighter on the pitch. Not sure if you recognize, but his finger was dislocated at one point, and our physios have to make sure it was then back right. He just wanted to get taped, and he played for the on with pain, but also with so much heart, and he's already a talisman for us, and great in the dressing room, pretty emotional player. Still there with space for improvement, and he's a young player, and he is also there sometimes, and he always mistakes. But in general, we're all pretty pleased that we have him. Fantastic piece of business of Stuart Webber, and pretty important player for us.
Final one from me, Daniel. A guy who held his hands up literally for the error maybe that led to Leeds' winner, Tim Krul, last week. He showed what he's all about today. Two unbelievable reflex saves. A word on him. We know what you think of him in terms of what he's given to the club since he came here, but just that character to come back after a difficult week.
Yes, Tim is, we don't have to speak about. Tim deserves all the praise today, and he's also excellent. Yeah, of course, the last 2 games he was a bit involved, and he wants always to be perfect. He wants to be a big leader in the dressing room, a big leader on the pitch, and sometimes you got the feeling with him, he wants to have too much weight on the shoulders, wants to carry the team all alone, more or less, because he's so emotional in this moment. And of course, he knows that in the last 2 games he was not there at his best, but he was so concentrated and focused during this week, and wanted to deliver today. And this is what he did. And this is also what makes big players and big after a difficult time. Then also to respond with such a quality performance is a sign of quality, and also of a big character anyhow. And we're all happy that we have him.
Thanks, Daniel. Well done today. Enjoy your break.
Thanks a lot. We will.
Thanks, Paddy. Okay, can we go to Even, please? You're on mute.
Yeah, I know. I've done that. That's the second I've done it. Hi, Daniel. I just want to say that obviously it's really important within the dressing room and that. But there's another thing that the fans need to see as well, that they need to have the belief to carry on this season. That it's been said outside of Norwich and outside of Norfolk that you're already down, and I think the way that you interacted with the fans at the end shows that you put the belief back in them as well.
Yes, also in this terms it was quite important. Like I mentioned, so the last years with the lockdown was not easy. They were not allowed to celebrate us while we are playing the best season in the history of Norwich City Football Club anyhow. And so also in the last 2 decades, the fans had a tough time always on Premier League level, because we are a self-funding club. It's not that easy for us anyhow to be successful, and for that it was quite important when everyone is criticizing us and writes off, also to show such a spirited performance, and also to prove that we can be efficient and bring also a tight lead then in the end over the line. And I think it's great for them to have this experience, and they deserve today also to enjoy themselves, to enjoy the weekend, to enjoy the Saturday night, and to celebrate a bit, because they were excellent. So also for them, not that easy anyhow when everyone writes us off, also to keep the belief, but they were excellent also today from the first to the last second, and we are happy that we are able to give them some belief back and also some joy back. And hopefully they enjoy themselves tonight and also the whole weekend. And it's good right now also they can also enjoy the next 2 weeks that we have the next home game in a much better mood.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ivan. Okay, and then finally, can we end with Toby, please? Toby, you're also on mute.
There we go. Hi, Daniel. Because you played against Brentford last season a couple of times, do you think that gave you an advantage today because you know how they play more than possibly other Premier League sides who are trying to adapt to playing against them?
No, why ever our record against Brentford in the recent years was pretty good. That's clear. But and again, there we are. There was our first win here, difficult away game. But I don't think it make a difference, because meanwhile the analyzing of the teams on Premier League level is so good, anyhow, that there are no secrets, anyhow, and everyone knows what to expect. For us, it was important today to return back a bit to our normal DNA, to be better in possession. To play with low bar passes, not too many long balls, not too many chip balls. Against a side who is, let's be honest, in terms of physical threats, Brentford is probably the best side on Premier League level. So strong out of set pieces with all their tall players. It's not easy to defend all the second balls against them and all their long balls and all their set pieces. And it was important today to return back to be good in possession, at least the first 60 minutes, of course, and in the last minutes you also have to show some steel in order to defend all their long balls. But in general, I'm full of respect for what Brentford has done in the first 10 games. They were excellent. Already to be there with 12 points for a newly promoted side is fantastic. Yeah, but this league is difficult, and you have to keep going, and you have to deliver with consistency. And I'm pretty sure they will. But for us, it was important also to have the first win under our belt.
Thanks, Toby. And Ian, last one, please.
Hello there, Daniel. Can you hear me? It's only one win today, but does that give that confidence such a huge lift, just in terms of the table, in terms of the chances of survival? Does that give you such a massive boost going into that international break?
Yes, there's no replacement for wins, and especially to have the first win under your belt is always important. And then, yes, we didn't score enough goals in the first games to score 2 today, to bring a tight lead over the line, to have the first win. Many things to like about, and it's good for the mood, good for the confidence, good for the belief, also good for the table, because everything is a bit closer together. But we also don't have to overinterpret this. We spoke about that 2 points out of the first 10 games is nowhere near good enough in order to earn the right to stay on this level. So for that, we spoke about the second part of the season, next 20 games. We need to be there with about 25 points in order to give ourselves then a chance in the last 8 games to win enough points to stay on this level. So this is more like, so far so good. First game, 3 points, good, but it's not more, not less anyhow. So because 3 points are unbelievable, priceless anyhow. But we know that we have to keep going, and we take this for the mood, for the confidence. But we know it will be a long road and long marathon in order, yes, to defy the odds and to make sure that we also all the judgment who writes us already off anyhow, that we can misjudge them anyhow, will be a long road and tough work. But we try to do our best in order to achieve this target.
Is it realistic to say you can stay up?
We are better prepared than 2 years ago. This was my feeling before the season. It's still my feeling, because we have an unbelievably young group, and of course we were hoping for a bit better start anyhow, because then sometimes young players are flying straight away and everything's a bit easier. And due to several reasons, we had a really tough start anyhow into the season. Don't want to repeat this all, and then sometimes difficult with the young group anyhow. But this win will help massively, especially in terms of confidence and belief. And again, so in our situation as a self-funding club, as a newly promoted side, as a side who is playing the first season on Premier League level, again, then it's you can't give a guarantee that it will be enough. But what we can guarantee is that this side has lots of potential and also lots of spirit, lots of fight. They've proved this today, and we will try till the end and everything what is possible in order to be allowed to stay on this level also for the next season. And this is our approach, and what I can guarantee is that we will fight till the end.
Thanks a lot, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, everyone. We will leave it there and wish you all a very nice weekend. Thank you.